Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our weekly team call, our Nerium call. We have the great honor to have Aana here on the call today, and I'm not only happy to have her with us, but I'm also very grateful that she changed her schedule and she will miss another important call just to be with us, and I think that deserves a huge round of applause. So, we normally start with check-in before we go into the subject. So I ask everybody, starting with Peter, what do you feel like saying? And if you don't want to answer in English, just go ahead in Swiss German, do whatever feels good for you. Peter, what do you feel like?
I hope you are all feeling very good. I'm too.
Good, great. And Sharon, what do you feel like saying?
I feel happy. Almost to say that I always feel happy to being in this call. And today, of course, it's a special pleasure to having Aana with us and sharing her inspiration, I think.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And Ingrid, what do you feel like saying?
I'm very glad to see Aana again. Hello, nice to meet you and to see you. And, yes.
Great, thank you, Ingrid. And Jörg, what do you feel like saying?
I'm curious what I can learn new tonight.
Great, that's a good start. And Aana, what do you feel like saying?
Oh my goodness, well, it's a beautiful sunny morning here in Southern California, and I'm feeling grateful. I feel grateful for the life that I have, and I feel grateful for my team in Switzerland. And so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. So what do I feel like saying? I'm really happy that I can be on the call today. I had, my body, I was okay, but my body had a fall back last week. So I had another infection setting in, and my mouth was swollen that much that I couldn't speak any longer. So that makes it quite difficult to lead a call if you can't speak. So I have to work on this sign language, but I'm very happy that the language came back. And I have discussed with Aana a lot of things about how we started, what happens after a start. And I would like to ask Aana, because many times, and I think she experienced that several times in her career as a network marketer, after the enthusiasm kind of reality sets in, and many brand partners experience a slowdown in their business some months after they started. What is from your experience, what is it that leaders should do to help themselves to overcome such dry periods?
Well, that's really a great question. And I would want to start by saying that it's normal. If you have felt that way and you've experienced a slowdown, or you feel like your team has experienced that, it's normal. Because just like in the beginning of the year when we decide we're going to get in good shape, we have to stay consistent in order to get in good shape. And in the moment, we're enthusiastic about our decision, but over time, our decision, we're not as enthusiastic. And so I think one of the most important things is staying consistent yourself and just having the discipline, just even if it's you're touching one new person a day, just something, because it's so easy for Nerium to get away from you. It's so easy to be busy with life. We all have a very busy life. So I think staying consistent and staying plugged into Nerium every day, something, whether you're watching a Nerium University, or you're watching a video, or you're reading self-development. That's another big one. But whatever, I knew personally that my hardest challenge in the beginning was going to be to stay consistent. And I knew that the more days that went by that I didn't do my Nerium business, the easier it was to not do my Nerium business. So I had to play a game with my head to keep myself really engaged every single day. And I told myself, no matter what, I was going to spend 30 minutes to 1 hour every day, at least 5 days a week, doing something toward my Nerium business. And it was a good decision. It was hard, but it was a good decision.
Obviously, yes. Obviously. And it kind of sounds of like the slight edge. Like
just a little bit like the slight edge.
So, but I think, what was it at the end that really made you do the things? I think
the thing that made me do the things was really my mindset. My mindset, although most of you know my story, I was in a very bad financial situation when I joined Nerium. I really needed the money, but I thought, I'm not the only person that wants a different life. There must be more people like me that want a different life, maybe that want to travel, or maybe they want more time with their family, or maybe they want to be able to buy a new home, or whatever it is. I know that I'm not the only person. So I thought, I'm going to focus on helping other people. And maybe the money will come, maybe it won't. I didn't know, but I didn't like feeling like I was trying to sell somebody for my own personal gain. I felt better about like, I love how you say this, Hardy, about the compliments, I felt better about giving a compliment. I felt better about engaging in a conversation and learning about the person and finding out why they might want to be involved in the business. And so that was way easier for me than trying to sell people. And so I think in the beginning it was that, but it was realizing that this was not going to be a get rich quick. This was going to take time. It was going to take effort. It was going to take consistency. And I just knew that I was the leader. And if I didn't do it, how could I teach someone else to do it? If I didn't figure out how to get through the fear, how could I help someone else get through the fear? Because I was not a public speaker at all. If I didn't figure out how to overcome my hurt, my taking it personally when somebody said no, if I couldn't overcome that, how could I help someone else do it? And I knew that if I wasn't doing it, then I wasn't showing other people that I was doing it. So nobody wants to follow a leader who's not doing it, right? Who's not busy doing it. And then I think the last part of that was, I honestly believe that whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever you believe in, that if we don't prepare ourselves to lead a big team, then that big team will not come to us. I believe that the more that we become prepared to lead a big team by prospecting, by signing up brand partners, by getting customers, by plugging into the system, the more we do that, the more we're prepared and the universe can bring us what we want, which is more people that we can have an effect on. So my philosophy was, I better get ready. I need to get ready. I need to get better. I need to keep practicing. I need to get good. I need to stop worrying about the no, because I've heard a lot of no in my career. So those were the things. It was my mindset. My mindset. I decided, I made a decision that I was going to do this even if nobody else was, because eventually people would see that I was serious and they would begin to trust me enough to follow me. So that's a big deal with leadership, is you want people to trust you. So the only way to get good is to do it. The only way. And I wanted to get good fast because I did not like being uncomfortable. How about you guys? Do you guys like, I know in the beginning it's hard because you feel uncomfortable, but everything in your world that you ever wanted is about this far outside of your comfort zone. And I would think about that and I would think, oh yeah, I guess this is good. I'm uncomfortable. Keep going. Right. And I would remind myself that successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. So when I felt like I didn't want to do something, that was my alarm that said, do it anyway, because I wanted something different for my life. And I wanted other people to be inspired to go get something better for their life. So I hope that helps. That's a long answer, but I hope that helps.
I think we all can relate to that, because I think probably it was not done the first time. I think many of us have made decisions but found themselves that they did not execute upon it, and I think it's also something we have to bear in mind. If we want to help people, there is an easy trap to fall in, is trying to help others before you can help yourself. And we see that very often, especially in the personal development space, that a lot of people become coaches. And the reason they become coaches is not because they are good at coaching, that's because but it's easier to change others than to change yourself. Or at least people think it's that way, and it isn't. And I would like to know, I think, adding to that is, once we come to the conclusion, we have made up our mind, we start to set goals, but when we realize that we are not acting upon these goals, that we are not doing what we were writing down, what is it that you think we could do, or how could we help each other and hold each other accountable that we really execute our plan and not just talk about it or dream about it, because it can be easily create a new reality by repeating the same stuff again and again and not realizing that you're not doing it.
Right, right. Well, I think that's really big. Accountability is big. If the world was perfect, we would just be accountable to ourselves. But it doesn't always work that way, because human nature it's hard to stay consistent and connected to what your goal was. So I think there's a couple great things that we do on my team here, is we get somebody to either become an accountability partner, or even you as a group can be accountable to each other. And if each of you talks about, why did you get started in this business? Why did you do this? What do you want your life to look like 5 years from now? Because sometimes I'll have somebody say to me, gosh, I really want to pay off this credit card debt. And I'll say, okay, well, how much is the debt? Let's look at how we can do that. And then a couple months later, they're not returning my call. And so when I get to talk to them, I'm able to say, well, wait a minute, did you grow a money tree in your backyard this week? Because last I talked to you, you wanted to help paying off your debt. So you can't quit yet. We're not there. So the why, like knowing why each of you are here is very important. And it's very important to say it out loud to each other, so you each know why you're here. So when one person doesn't show up, or somebody gets distracted, or you get discouraged, then one of you can say, wait a minute, we're not done yet. We're still moving toward your goal. What happened? And then the other thing is, I think small goals, like very important to become 3-year free qualified. So if as a team you said, we're going to all become 3-year free qualified this month, we're going to get 3 customers so that we don't have to pay for our auto ship anymore. So think about it. In a business, if in the US, I use the example, McDonald's franchise is about $1 million. If I went out and I opened a McDonald's franchise and I spent $1 million on that franchise, imagine what my overhead every month would be. Every month, all the employees, all the food, all the insurance, everything, that overhead would be huge. I would take it seriously. But what if I owned a McDonald's and I could get rid of my monthly overhead? Well, your auto ship is your monthly overhead. So in business, if you think of this as a business and you treat this as $1 million business, it will pay you like a multi-million-dollar business. So just a very small goal, if everybody held each other accountable, just even the first month to get 3-year free qualified, that would be huge, because now as a team, you've gotten rid of your monthly cost of doing business. That's a big milestone. It might not seem like a lot, but think about this as $1 million business. That's a big deal. And you want to help your brand partners do the same thing, because if their auto ship is paid for every month, then they're not likely to quit, right? So what if they have product at home and they get another bottle? They're thinking, I don't need another bottle. But if they want to get paid, they do need the auto ship turned on. So that's important. And then maybe get to 6 customers and then get to 9 customers, because 9 customers pays you another $100 in residual income monthly. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, these numbers begin to compound over time. So at 3 customers, you get a raise and you get rid of your auto ship. At 6 customers, you get another raise. At 9 customers, you get another raise, plus you get an extra $100 in your check every month, on top of all the commission, on top of the residual income from the reorders. And then when you have over 1,001 in customer volume monthly, you get another raise and you get 25%. It's a lot. So these are little things and they're not hard to do. Yeah. So those little things, those little goals will keep you in the game. Like every month, I make myself goals. I'm trying to get 3 new brand partners and I'm trying to get 3 new customers this month, just for me, on top of everything else on my whole team. So I'm still recruiting. 6.5 years later, I'm still recruiting new people myself personally. So that was another long answer, but small goal, like why were you here? And tell each other, why were you here? And remind each other to keep you in the business. And then the whole team, everybody, we're all gonna get 3 years, whatever it is, you guys can decide. That's just an idea.
I like that. And you just talked about how important it is to never stop recruiting. Mm-hmm. I think we talked on individual calls about that already, and I think it's really a huge subject, and it can be easily neglected, that you do not really understand why it's so important to go on recruiting. Why is it? Maybe you can just share with us, why is it so important for someone who has reached already that much as you did with Nerium? Why do you think it's so important for you and the people in your team that you go on recruiting?
Well, it's for lots of reasons. The first reason is because if I'm doing it, my team doesn't know what I'm doing. You guys don't know what I'm doing every day. But if I'm doing it, my energy of recruiting is all over my team. It's all over my team. If I'm not doing it, that same energy is all over my team. Same energy. 80% of your business at some point will come from new starts. 80% of your volume will come from new starts. So again, imagine you have 100 people on your team. Okay? If you have 100 people on your team, if you're not recruiting, how do you know how to train them? How do you know how to do it? How can you be, excuse this is a strong word, but how can you be a hypocrite and say, go recruit, hurry up, go get them, go get them, go get them, if you're not doing it? People follow what you do more than what you say. So here's another one. So this is all the psychology behind it, because I think that's important to know. So if, so I will have, for example, I do a lot of coaching with my top leaders, and I'll be talking to them, and I even do coaching with brand new people too. If someone asks me and I can get them in my schedule, I do. And so I'm sometimes coaching with them, and with the top leader, she'll say, well, there's not very many people coming to our meetings. We keep having these meetings, but there's only one or two coming and nobody's inviting, and okay. And then she'll say, and I'll say, well, how are your regional training events? She goes, oh, there's a lot less people. There used to be a lot more people. And I say, well, wouldn't recruiting solve that? Part of the reason I recruit all the time is because it's the most fun. Why? Because the new person is really excited to start their business. And that gives me the excitement, and that gives me the energy. Recruiting solves every problem in your Nerium business. So if you feel like there's not enough people at your events, if you recruit more people, won't there be more people at your events? If you feel like you don't have enough people coming with you to Munich on October 6th to see Jeff Olson, recruit some new people and bring them with you. Because every time I've heard Jeff Olson speak, every time I'm sitting in the room, I think to myself, wow, I wish this person was here, and I wish this person was here, and I wish I would have invited another person. And it's a big deal. So recruiting is, I call it the lifeblood. I don't know what the Swiss German word for that would be, but it is the main event in your business. And when we sit and we watch the people on our team, we begin to complain that they're not doing anything. And what would solve that? Getting a new one, getting a new one. We have a saying, we say it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So I heard Jeff Olson said that to me very early when I was complaining about my team not growing fast enough. And he said, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So he said, if you want more people, then you better go get them. So I never forgot that. I've kept recruiting ever since. So I hope that helps.
That's cool. I hope that people now still join me to go to Munich and are not afraid of hearing that again from Jeff Olson.
Well, he probably won't say that to you guys. It was just he and I alone.
Yeah, that's great. So who here on the call comes to Munich? Yeah?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Who has not yet decided to come to Munich? So that's the ones we work on. Yeah, we have still some time, and our next market party is on September 19th. And I think if we just follow Anna's advice and bring some people there, even if they're only mildly interested, or even if they are not really interested. I think just to bring the people there and having more energy in the room helps us to to grow the team. And you will see it will become easier and easier the more we help each other. And we should not think of, oh yes, but that's not in my area, and I have another meeting 4 weeks later. Don't do that. If you have someone who is willing to come on September 19th, bring the person, because you never know if the person has time on your next meeting and you missed it just because you thought I will save him for my meeting. So we should not think in terms of my and others, other meetings. Just take every opportunity to invite the people and bring them to the meetings. And I think we just from certain questions I get sometimes, I get a feeling that we tend to create a me and our and the subculture team feeling. And I think we should stop that, because every root of a tree is not interested to which tree it belongs. It just grows, and it doesn't care on which tree the root is connected to. And we should do the same. We should not look for our results, but just do the right thing. And when we do that, I think we get much stronger as a group. So before we come to our checkout, I would like to give everybody the opportunity to ask a question to Aana. And of course, a specific question which is related to the topic of our call, and not why does my order not arrive in 2 days. We can handle that afterwards. So, you know, I stay on the call like every week. And if you have technical, logistical, personal, whatever questions, bring them up after the call. But now it's time to ask questions to Aana. Who has a question? Sharon. You look so interested.
I don't have a real question, but just a remark, and I'd really try to put it short. It was on your first long answer, Aana. It was interesting to me because, believe me, I'm about to read the slide edge for the second time since about 2 or 3 weeks. And it's usually very early morning when I catch my bus to my work that I still feel very available to absorb what he says. And as you were talking and giving your first answer, I had really this feeling that the practical part, somebody who absorbed what Jeff Olson wrote in this book, is speaking now to us, you know. Mm-hmm. And this was very interesting to me because I could really feel that you speak from your own experience, you know.
Yes.
So this was really pure practical part. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Sharon. And we can need more people who can speak from their own experience. So, anybody else who has a question or a remark? No?
Not going once.
Peter?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. Everything is set, and I don't know. I have no questions. I'm fine.
Good.
Everything's clear.
Super. Peter?
Yes, I have no question, but I'm highly impressed about sharing your philosophy. I listen to your philosophy, and I think now I think about and do the right things. And I want to say, I want to give you a compliment or two. You look fantastic, Aana, and you're great. Thank you so much.
Oh, how sweet.
I so appreciate you and each of you for taking time to get on here tonight. And if I could add one little thing, it would be just to echo what Hardy said about inviting to these events. The sooner you can invite, the better. Invite to the soonest one that you can get to, and practice inviting even if someone says no, because it's practice that you need to get better. And a very easy way to have someone come is if you just ask them, listen, it would mean the world to me. I would love you to come with me. Your feedback would be really important. I'd love your opinion. Will you come? Because people love to give their opinion. And I always say, any way that I can get them there, I just want to get them there. You don't have to explain anything about what you're doing. Come see my business. Come see these products. Just come and support me. You have to take a look at what I'm doing. I'm so excited about my new project, right? Easy. And they'll say, what is it? And here's the answer. It's 90% visual. Just come. It's 90% visual. Just come. Because it is. There's pictures and there's a PowerPoint and someone's going to be speaking, right? So that you don't answer the questions. You're not the movie. The movie is the meeting. You're just the commercial to get them to watch the movie.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. It helped me in the beginning for someone to give me words. Like I needed words. I needed like, what do I say? What do I say? When they say this, what do I say? So we can do one of those trainings anytime.
Wow, yeah, I like that. When they say this, what do I say? That's a great headline for a training. So, so we already have come to the end of our call, and I would like everybody to ask at the end of the call, what do you feel like saying? And I would like to start with you, Aana. What do you feel like saying at the end of the call?
I just want to thank you, Hardy, for being an incredible leader. I really want to thank this team for your time, for being on here. Any minute of investment that you can spend in this business can change your life. And it's worth every minute and every sacrifice. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. What do you feel like saying, Ingrid?
Thank you very much, Aana. It was very interesting. I don't understand all, but the most I understand. It's a little bit hard for me. We will help you, Ingrid. Just let us know. We can go through that again, and we will help you and make sure that you get everything you want to know. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And thank you for asking. That's the most important part. I congratulate you for being courageous and asking. Most people do not ask, so you make already a huge difference by asking. And we'll make sure that we help you and have you covered. Thank you, Ingrid. Jörg, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you very much for the great inspiration, Aana, the great inputs that you gave us tonight. And I'm looking forward to put that business on the right track. And I will start with Peter on Friday. We will visit some different kind of businesses, for example, cosmetic studios. And by the way, I'm not sure if I should say that, but I quit my job a couple of days ago so I can spend more time for Nerium. I would say it's a big commitment. And I try to, I try the best what I can do the next 2 or 3 or 4 months. And then if it works out, that's good for me. Then I find another job and I do it by the way. And I just want to know if it really works or not. So I can spend 5 days, 7 hours a day. That's cool. And then I will see if it really works or not. Mm-hmm. But I cannot work 100% in a job and have right now I have some issues at home that I have to take care of. And that's why I have to go this way and see what happens and how far it can come.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Exciting.
Very exciting.
You took a decision and you executed, and we will support you with everything we can. Everything we can. Sharon, what do you feel like saying?
It's a very dense evening. Thank you very much for being with us, for supporting us, Aana. Every moment we spend with you, it's one inspiration more. and I am totally aware that we have really a very strong group here of friends, of business partners that we are, no doubt about it. And I think, well, every one of us has, of course, as you said, also a challenge in our daily life, daily business life. And my challenge is just to integrate this Nerium business in the rest of it, you know. But I have a kind of spontaneous pictures, you know, that I want to share with you. It's like I have all the keys I need just laid out in front of me. I have just to take the right one for the right moment and open the door.
Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Peter, what do you feel like saying?
Aana, thank you very much for your, how do you say, inspiration, motivation, and spirit. I'm very happy to be in that team. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Peter. So, what do I feel like saying? I'm really, really happy that we have this amazing opportunity that Nerium is giving us. And I'm also happy that we had the great chance to learn and meet Aana, or like she said, she has manifested us. So, so we had the chance to get into her universe, and let's do everything to make her time worthwhile that she spends with us, and then we don't have to look for our own results because they will be fabulous, as Aana would say. So, thank you very much to everybody, also to the ones who are right now not on the call for good reasons. I know you will listen to it tomorrow or next week. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. For Aana, have a wonderful day. And see you soon. And yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Take care.